Hey everyone, welcome. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Now, about 3 months ago, I did a video explaining how convenience stores and corporations were gonna the corporations were gonna use the people that work for them against us in this COVID. And I talked about it 3 months ago, and it seems like they're doing just that with what they implement now. And we're going to look at the ways they have been able to achieve this. Because since this COVID really started in the U.S. and they've implemented it against us, and they've bombarded us with the so-called reality of it, which we know is not true because it's just mind control to get us to do the things they want us to do for the people who do know truth. And we really need to come together and see the ways they've been brainwashing our loved ones that have no choice but to work for these corporations, because they're enslaved in time as well as we are. And these corporations, they use that against us. They know we have no choice, because they've stolen our land and resources, and they know we have no choice but to work these jobs for the money that they created. We have no choice, and they use that against us. And they force our loved ones to take away the rights of people who refuse to obey the commands of the ones that enslaved us. Okay? And that's just what it is. They obey the commands of the ones that enslaved them. And we refuse to obey the commands, or at least these commands, because we do obey the rest that they tell us to do. Let's make no mistake about that. Because we're forced to as well. But for now, we refuse to obey their commands of this COVID. Alright. For how long, I have no idea. But this will either be a turning point, whether you're gonna accept what they program you to believe in with this COVID and obey and wear the mask and social distance, or totally go against it. I choose to go against it because I know it's not truth. It's far from truth, and it's there to program our minds to take away our natural born freedoms even more than they already have. Now, this is put out by the CDC and the Mayo Clinic so-called expert opinion. Now, this is how you know it's always bullshit when they come out with CDC guidelines and Mayo Clinic expert opinion. Okay? How are we supposed to take it serious when it's so-called expert? It's only their opinion. It's not based off of fact. It's not based off of anything concrete. It's just an opinion. And we go around and we buy these opinions all the time, and we're being forced to obey these opinions. That's the worst part, right? How come we're not asking for truth? How come we're not asking for facts? Now, this says, welcome to the COVID-19 self-assessment tool. Now, this tool will help you assess your symptoms and determine if you're a good candidate for coronavirus disease 2019. Now, all they're doing with this test and this assessment tool test is trying to program our minds to believe that this virus is actually real. That's what its agenda is. And they're going to bombard you with this every day. This assessment tool is required for people to take, okay, or a variety of it before they can go back to work. Sometimes on a daily basis they have to take these tests. And these are just programming for your mind to bombard you with what they want you to believe is real. And they program your mind with the real fear behind it. Okay? That there's actually a disease out there that spreads fast and has the capability of just killing you. So that fear they program in each and every one of us. And that fear they use against the people who do not want to obey their commands. Because they program our other brothers and sisters, the majority, with this fear. And they see us not obeying and wearing these masks. It automatically leads them to believe that we don't care about their well-being and safety. And their health, that we're being disrespectful to other brothers and sisters because we don't care about their safety and well-being, which couldn't be further from the truth. You know, 2 days ago I was in neighborhood doing some business. And it was a black neighborhood, and I don't say that to divide people. I say it to describe to people where I was at and what the situation is. Okay, I'm in a black neighborhood with my black brothers and sisters, and I say black because that's how you describe. That's how we're forced to describe ourselves in this world. I'm not saying it because I want to divide myself from any brother or sister, and I don't. But just to describe the scenario to you and use it as description is what I'm trying to do. Okay? Now, I don't like to describe myself as white either because that's not really my actual color. I'm more of a light tan color, whatever you want to call that. I don't like to be categorized or labeled with whatever this society has to label me with. But just for descriptive matters, you know, I'm a white guy. You know, that's what they call me. I'm not a white guy to me, but in society, I'm a white guy. Okay? To me, I'm a human being, and I have energy, my soul. Okay? I'm a soul in a human body. It's my vessel. It's how I get around. I don't judge other people by their skin color. I only use it to describe the scenario. Now, getting back to what happened to me, I was in a black neighborhood servicing a good customer of mine. Got done with that, I left, and I went to a convenience store in that neighborhood, and I went in there without a mask, and I didn't think I was going to have any problem because I'm haven't been stopped so far until now. But she told me, she turned around and told me I got halfway through the store. She goes, Sir, you can't be in here without a mask. So I turned around and looked at her and I said, well, I don't let anyone take the right for me to breathe the natural air that was created for me away. And she turned around and said to me, well, then you're going to have to leave. So I turned around and said to her, well, fuck such and such a company that you work for. If that's what they make you do. You know, tell other people what to do and how to do it. Actually, if you want to be truthful, what I should have said is, why are you discriminating against me? Because that's discrimination. And if you want to be truthful, they are programming our loved ones and the majority how to discriminate against the people who don't want to obey the commands of the government. And it's unreal how we're so quick to discriminate against others because we're told to. And we'll do it for free. And that's what I told that woman at the store. I said, you're not even getting paid to do the extra work for the government who forces people to obey their rules. I'll tell you, a lot of people turned around when I said that. I said, you're being controlled by the government you claim to hate. And they couldn't say anything because it was true. And I saw a couple people just look at each other. They're like, it just makes people think. But this scenario was funny because I was the only white guy around. And, I'm not afraid to hang with my black brothers and sisters. Not at all. And I love chatting with everyone. It doesn't matter what color or what the differences between us are. Whatever. If you're down for a good conversation and truth, I'm down. But it just freaked him out when I told him that, because I told him, you're not only obeying the government that forces you to tell other people what to do. And I should have thought of it then when that is discrimination. They're programming the people to discriminate against others who aren't wearing the masks and who aren't obeying the social distancing and whatnot. And that, I thought discrimination in our society was always frowned upon. But whenever they need it to serve their purpose, they'll get it to serve their purpose, we see, right? It's ridiculous. But anyway, back to these self-assessment tools. They're nothing but brainwashing for the people that to get the people to believe in this shit. I mean, now the corporations have their employees forcing other people what to do if they come into the establishment. And they're not getting paid extra for it, folks. These people, they're not getting paid extra to get in somebody's face for real and try to tell them what to do in their life. Are they getting paid extra for that? Can you imagine the real stress and anxiety somebody's feeling if they're forced to go tell somebody that they can't do something? It's awful, huh? But it's awful both ways, right? But some people love discriminating against others, and I guess they would love just telling people what to do and what not to do. They would love it. But some people not so much. But we shouldn't put up with it, period, is my point. This discrimination is just going to get bigger and bigger, and it's going to start pissing people off, and real fights are going to be happening in real life, you know? You start trying to tell real people what to do, and they have a different, they know the truth about something, and you don't. You know, you're going to have a big problem. Which could have occurred if I didn't know how to deal with the situation, but I did. And I left with a lot of people thinking, you know, which is, hopefully it helped them, you know. I encourage anyone working for any corporation, do not allow yourself to be controlled to tell somebody else what to do. That's not truth, people. Those people are controlling your actions to get them to do what they want you to do. You're being more enslaved, and you're allowing them. You're already enslaved in the position they forced you to work for because they stole your land and resources, and they get you to work for the money they created. But now they're controlling your actions. Now they're controlling your thoughts and your actions to control other people because they want you to. Refuse. Don't try to control other people. Okay? There's no proof that this thing even exists. They haven't proven anything. So far, they've gotten people's minds to believe it more than anything. You know? Hearsay all around us. Oh, I know somebody who had it. They were in the hospital and such and such and such and such. You know, you don't know what people are really in the hospital for. They're labeling everything with COVID. These people in the hospital, they could be told to label things as COVID to get a benefit, something that benefits the hospital. We don't know what's happening. A lot of deals could be being made. And a lot of people just being fooled. You know, we're being bombarded and brainwashed with this fakery every day. If you work for a living, if you're enslaved to work for a living, you're bombarded. You're forced to be bombarded with this programming on a daily basis. They take your temperature before you come in the doors to the corporation you're enslaved in. You know? It's ridiculous. They force you to wear a mask and breathe in what you're meant to breathe out. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, people. Crazy. And they force you to stand 6 feet away or more from a brother or sister in creation. You know? When we're not meant to live this way, but they're programming us to live this way. And this bombardment of programming will get even truthers to accept the masks, and will get even truthers to accept the social distancing. I've already seen it. I've seen some truthers on their channel saying how the mask is beneficial to whatever they was beneficial for, you know. Some like it because it hides your face, and they didn't want to be seen to begin with, or they have some problem with being seen, so they liked it for that reason whatsoever. But That's making an excuse for how they want you to live. I mean, either you're gonna want to live by truth, or you want to be controlled further into the deception. You know, it's up to you which way you want to go with this. It really is. I mean, we've already accepted all of their deception thus far. Are you going to choose to? Is the mask going to be your? Is the mask and the social distancing and everything that has to do with this COVID going to be your breaking point? Are you finally going to break away from the world that you were enslaved in, and want to live a more truthful life? I don't know. Only you can answer that question. But chances are you're not going to want to give up everything in your world right now. You're going to put on that mask. You are going to social distance. You're going to take their tests. You're going to take their COVID test. And you might even take their vaccine. But I hope you guys don't. I won't be doing any of it. I'll be one of the very few minority people that are categorized as some kind of fucking insane nut. And I won't want to go along with their crap. And I won't even give them a chance to label me as a nut. I'll just leave their society and go. I'll probably end up taking my RV and go try to find a stretch of land that nobody will ever find me. And hey, I'll let a few of you guys know if you want where I'm at, and then you can come and live off the land where I'm at. I don't give a shit. The more the better, hey. I'd rather live in a free world full of people who love to be free. Can you imagine the conversations we'd have outside of civilization, outside of this society they think, outside of the society they program us to think is civil? Oh, wow. I know there's a lot of smart people in truth, and I know we'd have some awesome conversations. We'd probably have a lot of sleepless nights conversating through the entire night. Who knows? It doesn't matter. There would be no time. Would be no time in a world such as that. I mean, in the natural world, more truthful world. It would be awesome. Nobody enslaving you, nobody telling you what to do. You know, no judgment, just living a natural life. It'd be awesome. Wouldn't have to worry about anything except for how to live off the natural land and knowing the truthful things in nature, so we can live a safe life, so we can use nature to the best of our abilities so we can be a stronger, healthier, more free person. It would be awesome. And I'm sure a lot more healthier than the way we live. I always imagine such a possibility happening. Well, I know it's going to happen to me because that's what my reality is going to be sooner or later. Me living off the land that was created for me freely and not being controlled by what they offer. Too many lies, too many deceptions, too much enslavement. I'm done with that, people. I've lived that life. I'm done with it. I don't want to live it anymore. You know? Don't want to live it anymore. Look at all the suicides they have because of this programming of the COVID, you know? They get people to believe so much that this is real, that they get them so scared that they may die from it, that they just can't take all the pressure of being enslaved in this life, enslaved in your position, forced to work for money that they created because they stole your land and resources and all that extra stress. And everything combined with the holidays, they get you to cycle the money. They get you to cycle the money that they control you with. Every year, year in and year out, more added stress and anxiety. It's not funny. But, yeah, they program us to believe in things that aren't real. And then they put these things that aren't real in the history that they also control. And then the people that come after us will believe in this history that is not real. Okay? It's unfortunate, but it's much bigger than that this time. They're controlling your thoughts and your actions, and they're controlling your movements. They're doing all they can do to us, and we're still letting them. When are we going to stop? When are we going to wake up? Hopefully soon. Maybe just a few of us would be good. A few of us that want to live together in a truthful situation and not have to worry about somebody, you know, coming up and trying to put a power move on their life or trying to enslave them. Just somewhere where they can live free and have free thought, be a free spirit, not be controlled by other men and women. Live truthfully. Help each other in nature. Get to know what's good, what's bad, what can help us, what can't, what animals we should stay away from, what we shouldn't. You know, how we can build off the land, eat off the land, nurture off the land. How we can help our, you know, the animals in nature. I'm sure we were created to also help nature and the animals. We can find ways to do that as well and coexist. But these are the real things in truth that we need to think about. We can't with all the brainwashing for our minds, the way they program us to live. I mean, we have to stop being their bitch and want to start thinking with our own thoughts and start living and acting naturally under our control, under your control, under your mind, your own mind and your own thoughts. I love you guys. You take care of yourself out there, okay? Bye.